Key matchups to look out for the upcoming Ashes series between England and Australia. Starting with the main matchup, it's going to be Joe Root versus Australia. Will he break that century duck that he has there? He averages 35, which is really good for somebody who's never scored a century there. But he's also England's best batsman. He's been the best test batsman in the world for the last 5 years. He's in the best form of his life. And also he knows he's that guy. And when you're a batsman in a team and you know you're that guy that has to score the runs, and you know Australia might have some bowler-friendly pitches, Joe Root's technique and form means that he's most likely going to be the guy that has to score the runs for England. And in my opinion, he's definitely going to score a couple of hundreds for sure. Another key matchup to look out for is between Stephen Smith and Jofra Archer. Reloaded. We saw what happened in 2019 when Jofra Archer was bowling express pace. Steve Smith did get hit, but he never got to Jofra Archer. But Jofra Archer, you know, England been easing him back into the test setup. He had a brilliant series against New Zealand currently right now. And the best form of his life in terms of bowling. He's back up to speed. And in those Australian pitches with bowler friendly, he might cause Steve Smith some issues. And Smith hasn't been the same as he was in 2019. But it would be very interesting to see how both of these players play each other. I think that Smith will probably look to, you know, not take too many risks against Archer. But Archer always has that dangerous wicket-taking ball that he can get to get Smith out. And then another interesting matchup to really look out for is between Ben Stokes and Bo Webster. The reason why I say it's an interesting matchup is because we know how good Ben Stokes is. But Bo Webster is a very underrated cricketer. You know, he can bowl his off spin, he's a great seam bowler, and he's been scoring runs for Australia as well. And they're very similar players. And how they both get on is going to be the difference between both sides, that differentiating factor of that 5-10% difference in matches. So it'd be really interesting to see how they get on. I think Ben Stokes will have a brilliant series, probably be rested for one of the games. But I would like to see how Bo Webster will get on because I think that he's a quality player and he'll probably do very well in this Ashes. Another key matchup to watch out for is the GOAT Scotty Boland versus England. He didn't have the greatest Ashes series against England versus Bazball, but he was brilliant in the last Ashes series down under. And he tormented England batsmen, took wickets galore. There's still probably a couple of scars for these England batsmen. And he has a brilliant home record for Australia. He's a top quality fast bowler, test bowler. And he's a brilliant replacement for Pat Cummins in that first test, even the second test. And on those Australian pitches where there's offering enough assistance for the seamers, he's just going to be a handful and so dangerous wicket to wicket. So England have to be really wary to not be complacent against Scotty Boland. And then a really key, interesting one to watch out for is Zach Crawley versus Stark and Hazelwood and the Aussie seamers in general. He's not the greatest test opener, we all know that. But he's brilliant versus Australia. He had a brilliant Ashes series last time here in England. And he did pretty well as well in Australia a couple of years ago. So it also depends on how bowler-friendly the pitches are in Australia. If it is moving about a little bit, Zach Crawley has to be wary of not getting LBW and snicked off every single time. But he is that type of player in the big games. He can pull it off. But we'll see what happens against Australia. So let me know down in the comments if there's any other matchup to consider and what you're looking forward to in the Ashes series.